The Fed is raising rates to fight inflation. Let's bring in Juli Niemann, the Executive Vice President of Smith Moore. What are your observations, Juli?
Well, the Fed has a very frustrating fight. And the problem is this is a whole different kind of inflation than what they've been used to. So their game plans, their playbooks are all based on traditional kinds of inflation, which, is demand pull, cost push, that kind of situation. This whole thing was caused by a catastrophe, COVID, which totally interrupted supply lines, shut down the global economy. And of course, when nobody is buying anything and all of a sudden things get better, they buy it all at once. So that's where it's coming from. We've never had anything like this happen before. And this is what they're coping with, but they're using old tools in which to use it.
Is the way the Fed is raising rates now going to take some time to work?
It's a delayed factor. By what they decide right now isn't going to have any impact, except, of course, on charge cards, because they'll whip it up there in absolute short term. But everything else trickles through the economy. It's not an immediate effect when you see interest rates or the Fed operations change, literally overnight. It's an announcement, and then it proceeds through, and then it has the effect on the economy. So we're not going to see those effects for a while yet until it becomes fully implemented.
Does the Fed, though, gain the confidence of the market by raising rates?
They're transmitting their whole intent to really fight inflation. Okay, that's a confidence factor because we are not looking at banana republic kinds of inflation right now. We had that in the early 80s where it was just absolutely insane. You lived in a more expensive house every single day with the price of going up. Prices right now are high and some are going higher, but they're also coming down, and that's the key thing. We're going to continue to have inflation in certain areas, but it is coming down in other areas. So that's really a positive. And it's a positive for the economy.
The biggest price cut of all, of course, is at the gas pump with oil.
The other key thing is we've got the calendar with us. Vacation's over. People are staying home now. They're not driving as much. So you typically see a fall off in fall and in spring because you're not heating, you're not cooling as much. Although the cooling situation may become a long-term problem here, but heating, cooling, and driving around for vacation. So that pulls demand down as well. So prices for the near term are going to be better. That takes a big thing out of inflation.
Thank you so much, Juli, for your insights today.
Thank you.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.